Happy Monday, everybody. It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So we have to do a quick update on GameStop, kind of how it's looking right now in the middle of the day, as it is about 1:15 p.m. right now on the East Coast, and we have a lot of volatility in the markets and, of course, in GameStop stock as well. So we're going to break down the charts here, the options chain, what I'm looking to do as well. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and guys, don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo. It's free money. Each of those could be valued up to $2,000 with at least a $100 deposit. Just use that link down below, the QR code right here, or go to StasSurfS.com/Moomoo, guys. Get your money, and of course, that is an affiliate link. It helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always, and with that being said, let's get into it. So, as I'm sure you guys have seen, it's been volatile in the stock market so far today, and of course, in GameStop stock as well. We opened up at around $23.15 after hitting under $23 in the pre-market. You guys can see we hit $22.75, and then we pretty much consolidated around there, $22.75, $23 for the entire pre-market. Then we opened up at $23.15, and boom, we ended up rocketing out of the gate this morning, guys, which is a good sign for the bulls. You can see it right here. We ran all the way to about $24.80, so a pretty good start to the Monday. In the first third of the day, or the first half of the day, whatever, we were up 7% from open, and now we're looking at a head and shoulders on the intraday chart, at least as of now, right? You guys can see we have this left shoulder right here, boom, head right here, and the right shoulder is kind of playing out right here, which if this does play out, excuse me guys, spit on the mic there a little bit, if this does play out, we might see something like this in the next couple of hours, which obviously would not be ideal for the bulls. But then again, to play devil's advocate, we are holding this little trend right here. You guys can see we are making some higher lows, even though we do have this head and shoulders in the making, right? You guys see these higher lows, boom, 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 boom. Now, the moment of truth is pretty much right now. Are we going to see this trend break? We dump off, maybe see that right shoulder play out, which again would not be good for the bulls, or are we going to get buying here at about $24 and maybe start pushing back towards the intraday high heading into close? And ideally, guys, if we do that, right, we break out of the neckline here, that'd be ideal, right? That needs to break, and then that head and shoulders that we see right here would go out the window, right? But as of now, GME is pretty much flat on the day, up a little bit, all right, 1%. It's at $24.21, and on the 5-day chart, you guys can see we're not really looking so good, right? We're downtrending, no doubt about it. Yes, we are seeing a golden cross starting to form here, which is good. The 50 SMA, the green line, is crossing over the 180 SMA. That's all nice and all, but we're not quite yet taking out this level on the 5-day, which I just drew out, which needs to break right around $25.80, $26. This was a key high from Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday. We need to get out of there, guys. We need to get out of there, at least from a bullish perspective. And if we do in the short term, you can make a serious argument that momentum could, keyword is could, take us to $29 per share. Maybe we do fill this gap back up right here, which would be good for the bulls, right? But as of now, it's kind of a waiting game, and maybe I'll do another update after the markets close, so make sure you guys subscribe, of course, hit that notification bell, and by the way, we're trying to get to 50,000 subs this year on YouTube. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in, as always. So, yeah, in the very short term, $25 is the target I'm looking at, right? $25, mark is at or above. I'll set my alert right there. And honestly, I'll put another one at $26, which obviously that needs to break as well. So Kitty, Roaring Kitty, has been pretty quiet, right? We haven't heard much of anything from this guy in quite some time, right? And let me actually pull up the options chain and show you guys his, well, not updated position, but his position as of the last update, right? Which you guys can see right here. He owns, well, at least as of this screenshot, who knows what he's doing now, but he owned or still owns potentially 9,001,000 shares of GameStop at $23.41. And as of this screenshot, he was up $51 million total, right? And on the day, he was up $30 million. So pretty much all of that gain is gone. And you'll notice, and I've mentioned this in videos before, that we are holding his average cost, right? GameStop is holding that point as support, which is a good sign. But, big but here, guys, if we get any single sign of him selling out or taking profits or getting out here in the mid-20s or high 20s, if we get there again, you better believe this thing is going to tank, at least in my opinion. But obviously, we don't have any signs of that, any clue of that, even that he's sold out. And I doubt he's sold out. But yeah, his average cost, keep that number in mind, $23.41. That is where Kitty is in as of the screenshot. And it looks like the stock doesn't want to go much lower than that. I mean, it did in the morning today in the pre-market, but that didn't last for long. We hit, what, $22.75, and now we've rebounded quite nicely off that point. So in the morning, assuming Kitty still holds these shares at $23.41, in the morning, he was actually in the red, right? He was up $50 million as of this screenshot, right? Imagine that, $50 million in the green, and then this morning, he is in the red, assuming, again, he still has these shares at $23.41. So on the options chain here, guys, now that we had the quadruple witching, right, his options that were set to expire on the 21st, right, that day has passed, which the 21st was actually the date of the 1 and 4 quadruple witchings that we get every single year, where a bunch of options, index futures, index options, futures, everything expires on the same day. So there's a lot of craziness, volatility, right? That happened to be not yesterday, but Friday, the same day as Kitty's options were expiring. But obviously he sold some, exercised some. So now we're past that, right? So let me pull up the options chain very quickly so we can see kind of what we're working with right here, guys. Bear with me. And by the way, hit that like button. Let's run the likes up. At least 150 likes on this video. Is that possible? Run the likes up. I appreciate you all for tuning in. So if you want to be diabolical, crazy, a psychopath, you might want to look at the June 28th call options, right? Hey, why not? These expire in 4 days, and obviously they're very risky. I mean, trade at your own risk. I lost money on my June 21st call options I had. But if you're looking at some of these guys, they're down a bunch today, no doubt, 30%, 40%, whatever. But you can see these are trading pretty cheap. Ask price, 66 cents for the $26 calls. 26.50s is 58 cents. So obviously they're pretty cheap because the expiration date is in a couple of days, obviously, right, guys? So if we go a little bit further out, maybe a month out, something like that, we can see these are looking, still pretty cheap, a little bit more reasonable now that volatility has died down. These were a lot more expensive, about a week ago, right? 2 weeks ago, obviously, as well. So if we're looking at the $30 calls that expire in a month on July 19th, roughly, these are $1.90 right now. So in other words, now $1.85. So in other words, you can get in these potentially, right, for $190. And let's say you wanted to play the other side of the trade. Maybe you think GameStop is going to go down. I mean, it's possible, right? You want to buy some puts. The puts right now that expire in a month, the $20 puts, $22 puts, those are interesting as well. If you think we're due for maybe a short-term pullback or a continuation of the pullback before we get maybe another rally, I don't know. These are interesting too. $22 puts, we have those are $1.81 right now, so $181 for one contract is the ask price. So these are a couple that I'm looking at, not necessarily saying I'm going all in on puts or anything like that. But you guys have to realize if we don't get an update from Kitty, which who knows what's going to happen with that, this could slowly start bleeding down, not necessarily to $10 or $15 or something crazy like that, although that's possible as well. But this could start bleeding down to $20, maybe under $20. So you guys have to realize that, right? And not just be clouded by the bullish perspective. I mean, no doubt, this stock could go ballistic again to the upside, but you have to realize the charts look pretty bearish right now. We tried breaking out of $25. We failed, at least as of now, and we are seeing the head and shoulders I called out earlier in this video. Look at that right shoulder now, guys. It's really starting to play out. So those puts could potentially be profitable in the short term before we get maybe another rally, right? So that's kind of where my head's at right now, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. And check out the Patreon if you guys want to be a part of the Discord chat, see my charts and ideas throughout the day, throughout the week. And if you guys, most importantly, want to see my private portfolio, all the moves I make there every single week, we're doing updates every week. That's on Patreon down below. And you guys might as well snag up your free stocks, up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000 with at least a $100 deposit using that link down below, or go to stocksurfest.com/moo, guys. And I would have a QR code right here, but I'm not editing this video, guys. We're just going to record it and post it. So yeah, with that being said, I'll catch you in the next update. Peace out.